Hey, Miss Proxy here, and today we will be playing Vicarwissen. Let's start. I wasn't really suggested to play. Well, technically, I was suggested to play this by someone on Tumblr. Start. Happy Friday, lovely people. She's Maggie. And she's Stella. And we're the legendary hunters, okay? We investigate so you don't have to. Well, guys, it's that time of year again. The air is chilled, the pumpkin is spiced, and we're gearing up for our evening abroad. For those of you who are new to our channel, we spend most of our time in the New England area. The evening abroad is something we do once a year around Halloween. It's basically just what it sounds like. Maggie and I spend a night at some notoriously paranormally spot outside the US. Last year we had an absolute blast looking for Nessie in the Scottish Highlands. Check that out in the links below. This year we figured make things a little more interesting and ask you guys to send some suggestions as to where we ought to go. Back in June we picked one, but we kept it a secret. But since you're our best fans ever, you contributed to our Kickstarter anyway. So now it's time for the big reveal. Get excited. We're looking for a creature so terrifyingly spooky that no other paranormal investigators have ever dared challenge it. I mean, it's more because nobody else has ever heard of it, but sure. Just keeping it real. Yeah, okay, maybe. It's still awesome. Observe. This right here is the Vicarwissen. He comes from the little country of Slovenia, and he's basically their take on the werewolf. This story is that once upon a time there was a banquet for all the Earth's animals. One time a human snuck in wearing a cloak made of bones and furs and stuff. When the host noticed, she stuck it to him, literally. He was cursed to grow a new skin every night and live as a monster till it falls off in the morning. Tough break. Then it gets really good. He's kind of a Swiss Army beastie. Everything he eats becomes a part of him. So you might have bear teeth and rabbit feet and broccoli hands. Did you guys see what I have to deal with? You love me. Yeah, but no, from what I can tell, it's just meat. And get this, these furs that he's shedding every morning are alive. They seem normal during the day, but when the sun sets, they turn into Vicarwissen zombie minions. Which brings us to the destination. Like Stella said, the Vicarwissen comes from Slovenia. We're headed to the town of Brunwald to visit the Lundgren Mansion Museum. The original owner, Evelina Lundgren, used to be a really famous hunter back in the day. Sometime after she died in a hunting accident, because that's not suspicious, a whole bunch of freaky hybrid pelts were discovered on her property. You could probably guess where this is going. According to the local legend, Lundgren didn't die at all. She was bitten by the Vicarwissen on a hunting trip, and when she started to change, her wife locked her in the attic. She spent the rest of her life trying to cure her, but when she died, Evelina got loose. Some say she's still roaming the property today. But is she? We're gonna find out. Remember that animal banquet I told you about? Well, it's a holiday in Slovenia. It said, and I quote, that a terrible fate will befall anyone who wanders into the den of the Vicarwissen on banquet night. Challenge accepted. In this case, the den is probably the mansion. We're gonna buy some tickets, check out the pelts, and sleep over in the attic. Which is super not allowed, but we have our ways. Thank God nobody in Brunwald uses the internet. So there, we'll give you more updates once we finish packing. We should really get on that. Yeah. See you guys soon. And don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to Brunwald. Population, really not a lot. You should have seen us on the trip. Maggie was spraying up a storm. Tiny planes make me religious. I get that. In about an hour, we're gonna meet with our contact. She asked us not to reveal her name, but we can tell you a little bit about her. For one, she works at the Lundgren Mansion Museum. She's the one that's going to get us into the attic on banquet night. She's also the one that messaged us about the Vicarwissen back in June. So basically, if you don't like this year's evening abroad, blame her. We're kidding, obviously. She's great, and so is Sovinia. Everybody's been really accommodating. That said, there's been some fishy stuff too. Oh, definitely. You'll notice we haven't included any pre-investigation interviews. Usually we try to, but the people here do not want to talk about Lundgren. Well, they do, but they don't want to talk about the myth, just the lady. Now, we've been doing this a long time. We're used to people thinking we're nuts. When you show up in a Point Pleasant asking about the Mothman, people roll their eyes, but they'll talk to you. This feels different. We can't tell if they're offended or superstitious or what, they just clam up. As weird as that is, it could actually end up being really good for us. It's clear that the people of Brunwall at least know what we're talking about. They just haven't had a whole lot of tourists coming around here asking these questions before. The reactions make me think that there might be some truth to the rumors that we've heard. If so, then we stand a very good chance of actually seeing the Vicarwissen on Thursday. I feel like now is a good time to remind everyone how important it is to approach this kind of thing skeptically. The second you start expecting that you're going to end up face to face with Bigfoot, you lose your credibility. We're debunkers first. Yeah, but you also can't be so skeptical that you're not going to have any fun. Basically, you want to be open-minded but grounded. Nothing sucks more than thinking that you stumbled onto something really cool and finding out later that you overreacted. Anyway, we better get going. Can't keep our contact waiting. There's almost no outlets or Wi-Fi or anything here, so this is probably going to be the last time we check in before the big night. Sit tight, guys. We'll see you at the banquet. Okay, so we have some good news and some bad news. Earlier today, we took a tour in the museum and it was awesome. But afterwards, we tried some traditional soup and Maggie has food poisoning. But it's okay, we're gonna stay over, we're just not going to do it tonight. It's a bummer because we really wanted to make the banquet, but stuff happens. We'll be in touch sometime later this week with a new date. Meantime, I gotta go help Maggie out. Thanks for bearing with us, you really are the best fans ever. What's that sound? Stella, you're gonna get that? Stella? Wait, that's my ringtone. Crap. The world's spinning again as I get out of bed, but it's not as bad as it was before. The nap must have helped. It's kind of late, though. Stella said she was going to bed early, but she's not here. Her number pops up when I turn my phone over. I guess I'm about to find out why. Don't be mad. What? Where are you? I'm at the museum. You went without me? I'm so sorry, hon. I just wanted to tell you, but you were asleep and Lana just showed up. She was really mad that we canceled, said this was all a waste if we didn't go on banquet night. I figured I'd just go get some pictures and be back before you even woke up, but what, are you okay? I lost her. She got spooked by something and started babbling. Nothing she was saying made any sense. She handed me this big frickin' dagger and then she just ran off. A dagger? Why would she? I don't know. I thought she might have gone up to the attic, so I ran up there too, but before I could find her, I heard something like growling, I guess, like a dog. It freaked me out. I bolted. I don't know what to... Okay, first, calm down. Where are you now? Hard to say. Somewhere below the attic. It's a really big room. There's stuff everywhere. I'm locked in. How did you manage that? I told you I freaked. I should have gone back the way I came, but I didn't, and I'm not going back up there. Didn't you bring the pry bar? Yeah, but those doors are super old and the locks aren't. It's not doing anything. Will you come get me? Yeah, alright, give me a sec. You're the best, Mags. I know, how am I supposed to get you out? Lana said something about a master key. It's in her desk. Okay, in what room? She didn't say. Awesome. Just hurry, please. Be careful. I can still remember the first time this happened. We were just kids messing around in Roanoke, and she wandered off. It scared the life out of me. Stella's always been really incredible at getting herself into trouble. It's pretty cool, though. I do a lot of belly aching, but at the end of the day, seeing her get all excited about stuff is why I keep doing this. Contrary to popular belief, it's really not that superstitious. I'm really not that superstitious. Even though I might get caught up in the moment sometimes, I don't actually believe in this stuff. Sometimes I wish I did, but then there wouldn't be anybody left over to puzzle things out when we get into trouble. I probably should have a look around before I go. There might be something useful in here. Yeah, I actually get to click and... Legend Hunters. We sent these out to our fathers back in January. It's hard to believe we've been doing this for 5 whole years. I guess time really does fly when we're having fun. Dear Legend Hunters, during the last live stream event, you requested suggestions as the location of your Halloween sleepover. This is the first letter we got from Lana. Her handwriting is amazing. Who even writes letters anymore? Okay, is that all? I guess so. To the museum. Better get moving. The museum is even creepier at night. I guess that's not surprising given that we're here, but even Roanoke didn't get me this bad. Monster or no monster, I don't want us to stay a second longer than we have to. Stella said that she and Lana left the door open. Here goes nothing. Alright. I'm here now. Stay calm, okay? It's probably like a mouse or something. It wasn't a mouse, Maggie. Right, it wasn't a mouse in Cornwall either. That's not fair. I was just messing with... Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just think I'd better text you. Why? It's moving. I think it can hear me. Jesus, Stella, you can't just... Whatever, I just call her back. As I'm dialing, I glance at the time. How is it midnight already? Oh, great. Did it just get kind of cold in here? I don't know, but something's changed. This is all happening pretty quick. I guess I wasn't paying that much attention when I first walked in, but now that I'm looking around, I can see something on the front desk. There's claw marks. Yeah, they're scratches, long thin ones. They look pretty fresh. Maybe it's real. A lot of times your stomach knows you're in trouble way before your brain does. You get that dread like a second heartbeat that makes every hair on the back of your hand stand up. Or back of your neck stand up. I'm trying really hard not to notice it now because I need to focus, but I'm not going to lie. This is scary. Suddenly my phone screen lights up. What was that? I don't know. Are you sure you're okay? Just for safety's sake, I turn around and check the front door. I just used it, so it should be open, but of course it isn't. For some reason, there are 2 sets of locks, one on the outside and one on the inside. I guess they could be on some kind of timer, but why would it kick in at midnight? There's a couple minutes at least of eerie silence. Then my phone lights up again. Mags, it's the banquet. It's starting. Right, the banquet. I almost forgot about that. I mean, I didn't really expect it to be anything big. These kind of things almost never are, but there are a real chance that there's some truth to the stories we've heard. Maybe there's something in the water that's making me see things, but maybe I'm just sicker than I thought. But honestly, it's probably just Lona. Stella said she was acting weird. This certainly wouldn't be the first time that somebody's tried to scare us for some publicity. If that's the case, then she better hope that I don't find her before I find Stella. Skepticism first, remember? Suddenly a photo pops up in the chat. Whoa. It is glowing. The longer I stare at it, the weirder it gets. I have no idea what it means, but it probably isn't good. Don't touch it. One thing's for sure, I have to find that master key and fast. It'd sure help if I at least knew where I was going. We took a tour before, but this place is like a maze. There has to be a visitor's guide or something. Okay. There's the guest book, some brochures, to the trophy room, banquet 2016. Join us this Thursday afternoon for soups and festivities. It's locked, of course. This is the guest book. Stella and I both wrote our names in the first time we visited. They're still right there at the top of the page. She always draws a little kangaroo next to hers. At least that's what she tells me it is. Lundgren Mansion Museum stands as a glowing testament to its namesake, the great Evelina Lundgren. Born in the small town of Collecta in 1842, Lundgren made her fortune in the fur trade. She settled in Brunwall as a young lady and quickly won over the locals with their sharp wit and giving nature. It goes on for 2 more pages. Do they seriously not put maps in these things? I gotta say though, it's really nice how weirdly progressive this place is. That's part of the reason we wanted to come. There's just not enough lesbian werewolf museums around, you know? Nice. Okay, maybe not the hunting room. What was that? I'm sure I heard something just now. Lona? Come on, Lona, this isn't funny. I look around, but I'm still the only one there. Here, one of the displays looks like it's been knocked over, though that must be what I heard. I remember this one. Stella and I were looking at it yesterday. Lona said it was a fox pelt. I'm not an expert on foxes or anything, but I always thought they were way smaller than that. The display was all the way in the corner, but somehow the pelt ended up farther along the wall. That's weird. I go in for a closer look, and all of a sudden it jumps up. Its little glass eyes are wet and bright. They're bulging clean out of the flat, misshapen thing that used to be its head. It hisses and spits, and then it's gone so fast that I hardly even believe it happened. That wasn't an animal. It was seriously just the skin, but it was alive. It looked right at me. I'm cold now, but I'm sweating. My heart's beating so quick that I'm afraid it might stop. We've been doing this for ages, and we've seen every crappy special effect there is. I can spot a fake a mile away. There wasn't anything fake about that, though. For once, I'm sure that was the real deal. A genuine paranormal event. So in that case, we might actually be in some trouble. Seriously, it figures that when something finally turns out to be real, it's the awful werewolfy corpse beast and not like the jackalope. I didn't want to call the police before because we'd absolutely get arrested for trespassing. But if it's between going to jail for a night or 2 and getting eaten, I choose jail. I'm so freaked out that I typed 911 into my phone 3 times before I remember that we aren't in America. Luckily, I'm pretty sure I stuck the actual emergency number into my bag before I left the hotel. With shaky hands, I reach for it, type it in, and nothing. Static. It's the same the second time and the third. Maybe it's just my phone. Stella's locked up wherever she is, and so the last thing I want to do is scare her, but I have to try something else. Hey, Stella? Is your phone working? Well, yeah, I'm texting you. Can you call me real quick? I told you I don't want to make noise. I'm not going to talk, I just want to see something. Well, that worked. I hear something shift behind me when my phone starts ringing, but by the time I turn around, whatever it was is already gone. Maybe she was right about not making noise. Okay, now call your mom. Why? I'll tell you in a sec. Static. The call keeps failing. I was afraid of that. I think the house is blocking the signal. Creepy. We should be recording. Did you bring the stuff? Forgot it. Boo. How's the dagger thing? I put it on the clock. I told you not to touch it. We are investigators. Heart. Yeah, well, I feel like this town doesn't have an exorcist. Exorcism doesn't look that hard. You could Google it. Did you find the master key yet? Just got here, still looking. By the way, just in case, what happens if you get bit by a Vicarwissen pelt thing? You turn into a Vicarwissen, obs. Did you see something? I was really hoping that she wouldn't ask me that. I don't want to lie, but... You did, didn't you? Don't know yet. Maybe. Are you still hearing stuff? Sometimes. I locked the attic door, though. Whatever is up there can't come down. Good. On my way. Or I will be once I calm down. There are display cases everywhere. I think this was Lundgren's trophy room. Who knows they actually gave out trophies for hunting. There's other stuff too, pelts mostly, and some taxidermy. Given what I've been seeing, I have to wonder how much of it's still alive. Something's definitely pawing at its display case near where I'm standing. Part of me is curious, the other part knows that I'll regret looking. Look at it. The shrieking pelt. That pelt in the case starts to shriek the second it sees me. I really wish it wouldn't. It's not making a lot of noise, but I'm kind of on edge as it is, and I'd rather not risk drawing attention to myself. The tapestries look like they'd be easy to take down. Maybe I could cover the case. Cover the case? Yes, cover the case. I grab onto one of the tapestries and pull it off the wall. As I'm trying to drape it over the case, the pelt inside suddenly jerks and I pull it back. Don't notice that the fabric is caught on the corner until it's too late and stop the whole case from falling. Oh, great. It shatters. The pelt comes rushing out at me. It grabs on my leg and pulls it out from under me when I try to kick it away. Then it goes for my throat. Yay, we died. Dead end. Alright. That's all for this episode. We'll continue in the next one. Like and subscribe. Comment down below if you like this video. That's all for now. Goodbye.